everybody, it's Cheryl. Welcome back to Technique of the Week. It's week number 10, and on this week on Technique of the Week, we're going to be talking about a product that's called Lumi Shadow Printing, and it's using a product of theirs called Inko Dye. Now, I had never heard of Inko Dye before. This is what it looks like in these little packets, and basically it is a fabric printing technology that uses the sun to develop it, like a little bit like the cyanotype printing we did earlier in this season on Technique of the Week. But this stuff is actually dyeing the fabric. So what you do is you get yourself some fabric to print on, and you take one of these packets and you shake it up really good. So keep shaking even past the point where you think you should stop shaking it. And then there's a little crease here in the packaging. You snap that open and you spread it out on your fabric. Once you have it all on your fabric, you put down either leaves or other types of things. I tried to use their transparency. It didn't work in my printer, so what I did was I drew on it and then I put the transparency down, put it into the sunlight to develop, and about 30 minutes later I thought I had a print. So this is what I came up with, and unfortunately, while it's a very interesting piece of fabric, it didn't actually, you can very faintly see it here, just the little bit of the octopus that I drew, and it didn't really print. So a couple things I think I did wrong was I didn't use enough contrast, so I didn't use something that just completely shadowed the fabric underneath it. So I think that was my first mistake. The second thing was that I don't think I mixed it very well, which is why I got such blotchy a product out of it. But it also stuck a lot to my transparency, so when I pulled away the transparency, a lot of it went with that. I also think that I overdeveloped it in the sun, so there is that too. I didn't quilt this because there really isn't anything for me to quilt on here. I could highlight where the octopus should have been, but it didn't really come out. And because I was trying this technique, you know, it really wasn't my cup of tea. Let's just put it that way. I totally think that this is a usable technique by someone who really wants to work with various ways of printing and dyeing and things like that. This is dyed now. It is not like the sun printing that you do with the jacquard, with the Cedacolor paints. That is a paint and actually lays over the top of this, and that creates that sun effect. This is actually, like, it is dyed, like it is bonded to this fiber. So I would say that this would be a lot of fun for you if you want to give it a try. Now, there are a couple of different kits that they offer, and of course they have giant bottles of this dye stuff rather than in these packets, so you may want to check it out. Go to my blog for more information there. We'll have some links for you. Another thing that I wanted to point out to you, because this particular one didn't work out for me, so I figured I'd give you a secondary tip. I used barrier cream. This is Winsor & Newton's Art Guard Barrier Cream, and what you do is you put this stuff on your hands. It's like a lotion, and what it does is it creates a barrier. It's like a liquid glove, and then when you go out and you paint and you dye and everything, you're going to be able to save your manicure. And so I thought that was a really cool tip to give you during this week's Technique of the Week. So be sure to follow along on my blog at www.muffin.com. You can also subscribe to this channel and get a copy of these videos in your newsfeed every single week. And you can also go to my website, sign up for my newsletter, and get the copy of the 52 Technique of the Week checklist so you can follow along right along with us. So thanks, have a great day, and I'll see you again next week. Bye! And let me start that over.